Alright, last we left off, I stole a critical turn.
Leave it to me.
My turn.
Bring it on, newcomers.
My turn.
Leave it to me. I've got
And a few level ups. Well, makes sense. Also ladders. The dreaded ladders.
Let me show you why I'm called the Purple Lightning.
Here I go.
Well, let's flame dragon.
Now's our chance.
Gotcha. Leave it to me. No problem. Now watch it.
Got you.
Hang in
Thanks.
there. Okay.
Here I go. Sit now.
Gotcha.
Still going according to plan.
I can do that. Now.
An opening! You're incredible and...
Okay. And another Nosferatu.
A worthy adversary.
Here I go.
At this point in time, the chances of him moving to Calvard are actually pretty high.
Okay. Okay, we're burning daylight.
Yep, so that's two of the stairways. All three stairways assembled. Now we can finally head past. And
Sit.
oh dear.
Here they come. Stay
Let's
focused.
Now.
Gotcha. Okay.
My turn.
No problem. Now watch it.
Got you. Let's move. Now's our chance.
Gotcha. Leave it to me.
Onward!
No problem.
Let's move. Sit. That's the
There we
power of
go.
the 8 leaf.
Eustace leveled up.
Now's our chance.
Gotcha. No problem. Now.
Got you.
My turn. Now.
An opening! Onward! No, you
My
These
turn.
guys are pretty
Now's
weak.
our chance.
Gotcha. I can do fire. Okay.
I want to get CP 0, so
That's the power of the 8 leaves.
actually perhaps there's use for you yet.
Here I go. Sit.
Leave it to me. No problem.
Leave this to me. Now's our chance.
Come on.
Spazzing out.
Sit.
Now.
An opening.
My turn. Now.
An opening.
Oh, please.
My turn. Now's our chance.
Gotcha. Okay.
Leave
Yep,
this to
so
me.
that's one petrified.
I can
The
do
other one
fire.
heavily debuffed.
Let's move.
And about to go down right there.
Now's our chance.
An opening.
So we have to go around. That makes sense.
The advantage.
My turn.
Okay.
These guys still look hilarious.
Leave this to
My turn.
My turn. No problem. Alright, let's keep on moving.
Done. Okay, the external corridor. It's a pretty short area, so we gotta keep going through.
This must be an external corridor.
Yeah, that's what the map says.
I hope everyone's okay.
We need to fix all this, and soon.
Indeed. So I'd say we fix all this, and soon. You know what?
I welcome all challengers.
Here I go.
There you go.
That's the power of the 8 leaves.
Huh.
And-
that treasure chest looks really nice.
Yeah, it's probably trapped.
I welcome all challengers.
My turn.
Greater Devil, huh?
My turn.
Greater than what?
No problem. Hang in there.
You have my thanks.
My turn.
Unforgivable.
Here I go. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Huh. You can break many things, but you can't break love and peace, baby.
Let's move.
Leave this to me. Evil will fall before my blade.
And Mistral's now level 5, which means Ragnar attacks 5 turns of arts plus 50, and 30% chance for offensive arts to do critical damage, reduced delay win arts. Got it.
I did it.
He's now level
Thank
127, as is Elisa. And inside is a Mars gem. That one is strength plus 80, so... yeah. Let's have that equipped, and let us move on. Looks like I know where to go from here on out.
Here's our chance.
Here I go.
Leave it to me. I can do this.
Leave this to me. Zero sword.
You're mine.
Let's move.
Okay. No problem.
Leave this. Now's our chance.
You're mine.
Be gone. You're incredible, instructor.
Yep. And your incredible instructor and leveled up.
Now's it. Let's move.
My turn. I can do
Petrified
this.
already. I bet.
Onward. Now's our chance.
You're mine.
Here I go.
And by petrified, I'm not referring to extreme
No
quality.
problem.
My turn.
My turn. Now.
Gotcha. Leave it to me. Now.
An opening. You're incredible, instructor.
Yeah. Elliot leveling up here.
I can do this.
Okay, onward.
Yeah, let's just break through the wall.
Let's move.
And Laura, could you stop being stuck in a single pose there? I'm so glad I can climb ladders fast.
Oh, look!
Here is
There's
a treasure chest.
We have nothing to fear.
Okay. Huh?
Thanks.
No problem.
Figures you'd do something like this.
Okay.
Well, it's not like it's of much concern to me. There we go.
We'll cut our own path.
Yeah, let's cut our own path. Laura and Eustace level up. And we got the Diabolos gem. Another... Wait, that was... Oh, that's another... Or casting one. Oh yeah, that's cast. Or casting. Yeah. So yeah, let's give that to Emma. And first of all, a little bit of heal, Elliot. Sheesh. But we do get good stuff. Time to move on here. Perhaps if I were to hit this.
I can do this.
My turn.
Okay, instructor, this is your job. Aha! So that's how you unlock that door from all the way
My
back.
Here I go.
Well, it's time to go. And get this completely ordinary
There's a
treasure
treasure
chest with
chest.
Loa boots. Yep, let's give these to Laura right now. Sheesh, speed plus 15. Yeah. Those are definitely going on Laura. Well, now's a good time to head on back. And it appears the final battle is soon approaching.
Finally. That took way too long.
You don't say,
What
Celine.
is this I feel?
I feel the final battle soon approaching. Oh, let us rest. Oh.
All right, let's get started. Neat.
Okay. A neat. Croquettes obtained. So let us save our game and then proceed into what is presumably the final battle against Crow. I think I'll just save the mask for the next playthrough.
Here we are.
Yep.
I think we're at the end of this stratum.
I feel as though we've just stepped into an ancient temple of some description.
Yeah, I mean, the
Look,
only
there's the elevator over
possible
there.
opponents left are first of all, McBurn.
We all know you're there. So you can come right on out, McBurn, the almighty conflagration.
Shit. Okay. Looks like I'll need to bring my A game if you're really as strong as
We saw
Aryan
each other at
Road.
the Duke's Fortress, right? Bet you're as psyched as
you're
I am
really
to
as
have been
strong as
dragged
Saint
out to a place
Sandlot.
like this.
You've got that right.
If you don't want to be here, then you can get out of our way and leave. Enforcers are pretty much allowed to do whatever they want in Ouroboros, right?
What do
Well-
you mean, whatever they want?
I do recall Sharon saying something along those lines.
Yep.
What
Also,
a peculiar
McBurn,
organization.
since you can do whatever you want, you could
Got
theoretically
about
crash the
zero
stream
interest
right
in
now.
anything you kids are fighting for. And
But-
I'm not Erebonian, so not like it matters to me who wins
Please
the war
don't do
either.
that.
I've just got one order of business to take care of, then I'll be happy to get out of your faces.
What are
Okay.
you planning?
You've got the Purple Lightning with you, but we can have fun some other time. Reen Schwarzer, get your Divine Knight in here.
Oh. Very well then.
You want to fight Valimar?
Are you planning on trying to defeat him all by yourself?
What?
But that's ludicrous.
Yeah,
That's
but he's
exactly
McBurn.
Don't get me wrong, kinda curious about what your powers can do now. But I shouldn't need to hold back at all in a one-on-one against that giant hunk of metal. So come on, don't be shy. Hurry up and call him.
Don't listen
So
to
then-
him! Remember your battle with the Azure Awakener! You won't have that chance if you call him now!
Yeah, I know. You're strong. It's frighteningly clear how much your abilities are in a whole different league to the
Yeah.
rest of us. I doubt
Well-
there's anything in this world that it can't incinerate.
Yeah.
I feel the
He's
same
good at
way.
incinerating
I
things.
can only guess what you have is somehow connected to the divergent laws of Ouroboros.
Not
Yeah.
another word, little lady. Well, you're right. Still want to try your luck against me?
That's right.
Cool.
I'd be a fool to think we can completely defeat you. But I have every reason to believe we can cleave open a path past you.
Yeah.
On
Well,
behalf of everyone who's ever placed their faith in us, we will overcome.
Shane McBurn doesn't
no
get
matter
his
how
own
strong
battle
a demon you
music.
are.
It would be an honor to test my blade against you.
Guess I shouldn't hold back one bit. As long as we're together, nothing will stand in our way.
I don't know how much I can do against a guy like him, but I'll give it my best shot.
I shall demonstrate all the pride the Alberean name has to offer.
I'll do all I can to suppress the power of his flames.
thanks, Emma.
Okay.
I'll need it.
If that's how you want to do it. So let's knock it off with the tired one-liners and get down to business. Do
Okay.
all the talking you want after.
Let's get down to the business and defeat you.
Don't be afraid.
I am afraid.
Class 7, our objective is to force our way past him.
Make sure you all have combat links enabled. We're going to need them to stand a chance.
Thanks for the reminder, instructor.
Go on! Show me how hot you can make me!
My turn.
To be fair, McBurn is already too hot to handle. So, with that out of the way, first things first, let's
All
get
right,
some
let's do
motivation in
this.
here.
Leave
Second
it to
things
me.
first, he's getting a zero hours turn right off the bat, using his Flames of Judgment, and completely misses Elisa.
Leave it to
Good
me.
job, Burning Man. Now here's step one of my master plan.
My turn.
Thanks.
Alright, I doubt this will take out John McBurn himself. I don't know why. McBurn just can't be his first name. I don't know. Oh, I mean, whenever someone calls, you know, due to something on a server I've been at, John Cerno, I don't know where that was from, but someone on a server I was in brought it up. But yeah, it makes just about as much sense as John McBurn. So... let's Tyrol Bomb on Laura.
You have my face.
How about some of this?
My turn.
How about no?
Witness the fruits of my training. Radiant Lion!
Oh geez, he has almost 500,000 HP. Resists all elements, even the higher 3. Instructor Sarah has no impeding attack. No way she can impede. So, first let's Holy Breath. Hope that heals enough.
You have my face.
Purgatorial Flame. That's definitely going to take out the two of them. Okay, Auto Tellus. Thank you for coming in handy.
Now's our chance! Lisa, let's do this! Termination slash!
In all likelihood, he's going to use his S-Craft pretty soon.
No, you don't! Burn!
Looks like I got a bit lucky.
Strong enough.
Aha, Seraphic Ring! Good luck for me!
You have my face.
Thanks.
Yep, given the chances of him using his S-Craft any moment now, I'll need to make sure people survive it. Because this is one of the most powerful we've ever known. No. Okay, here we go. Everyone's at full health. Let's see who can survive McBurn's final smack.
This one's a scorcher.
I'm in S-Craft. Whoops.
Citizens, Hellfire!
I am about to sneeze. You made things too hot in here, man! Oh!
I'm not done yet.
Everyone's alive! Well, Reen will be down in perhaps a moment. Thick as hell?
I'm counting on you.
I'll try at least.
You have my things. Leave this to me.
Oh, great. Now we're doing nothing but missing against the guy, against the Burn Man. The Burn Master himself.
Turn to act!
No problem. Let's go.
The flames are
Thanks.
far weaker than when last
This is
experienced.
How about something else?
Right. Here I go. Overdrive.
Yeah, let's go maximum overdrive.
Now's our chance.
Got you! Here I go!
Take this true autumn leaf cutter.
Now's our chance!
Gotcha. I can do this. Now's our chance.
Got you!
Onward.
Okay. Sorry, can you handle this?
I'll show you how it's done.
Now's
our chance.
Leave this to me.
Here I go!
Oh, I think he actually inflicts his own unique type of burn.
Leave this to me.
Right.
Very well. Now's our chance.
Don't let it pass!
Onward.
Reen,
Here
get
I go.
your turn. Get your chance. True Autumn Leaf Cutter now! Whoa!
How about some of this?
Right.
Dying was all part of my plan.
My turn.
Because now I've come back strong.
I can do this.
Stronger than you!
I'll handle this.
Good job, Eustace.
Leave this to me.
Very well.
Let's move!
The only way to make sure he's dead.
Witness the fruits of my training.
Sheesh. Well, if this isn't his full power, I can certainly.
Seriously?
If this was your full power,
Evil will
man,
fall before my blade.
I can say for certain, you are not as strong as the Steel Maiden. Or the Lance Maiden, whatever you prefer.
Thank goodness.
Level 128, 128, 128, 128, 128, and 127,
glad.
and 128 again. Emma no longer has 69 speed. That makes me sad.
His strength is immense.
Indeed.
He's known as one of the strongest in Ouroboros for nothing.
Damn, this is good. Looks like you guys will do just fine.
What in the world?
Oh no.
Those flames around him.
Who cares what Abyss and Steel have planned? I've been struggling to find someone ever since that idiot Luve went and kicked it.
Luve. Lenhart the Blade Lord?
I can't wait to
Oh,
see
God.
to turn up the heat to take you kids out.
McBurn, the blazing demon.
What? How?
Is this what you meant by all of you?
Get out of the way!
We don't stand a chance. Demon McBurn. I have no doubt you're every bit as strong. Maybe even stronger than Aryan Road.
By human hands?
He's just
I
like the
doubt
flame
it.
demon in ancient legend. How can anyone be this strong?
I don't like doing it, but it's better than us all dying here.
Heed my call! Valor! That won't be necessary. Take this! Shining Phoenix Slash!
Oh my god. I knew Victor S. Arcade was strong.
Viscount Arcade.
Strong enough to even provide a match for... Sheesh.
I see I arrived
Viscount
not a
Arcade,
moment too soon.
you might be even stronger than Cassius Bright.
Proud of you for withstanding his assault.
Your lordship!
Ah, I think I'm in love. I mean, thank you for coming.
Thank goodness you're here.
Thank you so much for coming.
Huh. Strong enough to face off against
Radiant
Demon
Blade
McBurn.
Master Victor S. Arcade. How could I forget there was always one guy around here worth my time? Well, no matter how skilled you might be, your sword isn't going to be enough to defeat me. But you don't need me to tell you that, right?
For once I'm thankful we don't get to fight McBurn's second form.
Is that a sword?
It's a
Because,
sword from a higher plane.
to be frank, even at level 200,
That sword shouldn't be able to exist in this world.
It's called
Well-
the demonic sword Anbar.
oh,
It was paired
The
with the sword
Grandmaster-
Curvelighter that Luve used way back when.
so that's the explanation for that. Because there are some swords that, some things that shouldn't exist, and some things that don't follow the laws of reality. Luve's sword was one of them, and this is the sword that was paired alongside it.
But the two of us go so well together that it ends up looking a little more something like this.
Oh.
Black flames. Alright. You ready to get started? Even if it's so damn obvious you're not gonna win.
How naive.
Me?
Sheesh, Demon
The
McBurn is
Galantai.
terrifying.
No blade could be more worthy of this duel than the one wielded by my ancestor.
Power is but an extension of oneself. And what is a sword if not power wrought in steel? I can't deny that your unnatural power far surpasses what I can call for. But ultimately, it's not the might of one's blade, but will and strength of spirit that decide the battle. And so they shall, here and now!
Have it your way! Your
Stay
will
safe,
is
you
just
two.
one more thing I can burn to cinders. Together with your sword and that wing of light around it!
Ha! Don't make me laugh!
Oh my gosh. Quite the battle. Did you just no-sell Victor's S-Craft?
I don't think there's any weapon in the army with that much power.
We have no place in a battle between those who transcend the limits of ordinary humans.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
There are more important matters for you to take care of.
Now's our chance. Let's get to the elevator.
Yeah, let's. Whew. What a battle. Yeah, at this point I will not doubt McBurn being more powerful than even Arianrod. However, I'm actually a bit less terrified of McBurn because he's easier to hold a conversation with. I mean, how do you hold a conversation with that big suit of armor? Yeah, blazing demon indeed. The highest stratum. Let's do this. Vermilion Throne, huh? Well then. I don't think my heart can take another opponent with the same strength. And I don't think my opponent. I don't think my mind can take another McBurn. I don't think my heart can take it. But let's go, everybody.
We have nothing to fear.
Let's move.
Hades killer, man. Given the poor efficacies against McBurn.
Right. Turn to flame. Burn!
Leave this to me.
My turn. Now!
Gotcha!
Assuming the final battles are at hand.
Huh?
Okay, we're burning daylight.
Yeah. Let us burn even brighter than McBurn. Burn.
We have nothing to fear.
My turn.
Sheesh.
We'll cut our own.
I'm still somewhat in awe from McBurn's raw strength.
Suffice.
Green's now level 129, Eustace is to 128.
Let's not overestimate ourselves. Stay focused.
Huh, so you can
Watch
move.
out. This is a
Can
tough
ya?
one. Let's move. All right, let's do
Leave it
this.
to me. Leave it to me.
My turn.
Well,
Witness the ounce of my training!
I'm not taking any risk with that spell.
No, you don't!
I messed up. Hang in there!
Thanks!
Stay with
Thanks!
us!
I'm not done yet.
Good job, Reen.
We'll cut our own path.
Annalise is now level 129. Let's use Seraphic Ring, that's
There's
quicker.
a treasure chest close by.
Chaos Armor. Okay. Yeah,
Here
you
they
guys
come.
notice me
Stay-
very easily.
My turn.
Let's move. Burn to it. Now's our chance.
Gotcha! I can do this. Turn to flame. Now's our chance.
Got you.
Leave this to me!
Okay.
Here I go.
That's all?
Sit.
Really?
My turn! They're off guard!
You're mine. My turn. Right. Now.
Got you. Did
We
it,
really
Elisa.
do.
At least now level 129.
That's a real beast of a monster.
Yeah.
Careful. This one looks strong.
Let's move. All right. Let's do
Leave
this.
it to me.
The enemies never
it to
seem to
me.
take advantage of Zero Odds.
Huh?
Not that I'm complaining.
I can do this. I can do this.
Leave this to...
But still, it's an observation I've made.
Leave it to me.
I can do this.
My turn!
My turn.
Good job, instructor.
Evil will fall before my blade.
And instructor Sarah and Emma have gained
I
level
feel
up to level
strong.
129. Yeah, I think level 130 will be around the good point to end this game at. Perhaps. We'll see when we get there.
That one looks nasty. Try to be careful.
This
Yeah,
one looks
this
like
is
Tucky.
my being careful.
Let's move. All right. Let's do this.
My turn.
Good job, instructor.
My turn!
No problem. Hang in there.
You have my thanks. Tense right.
Hang in there.
Thanks.
Hang in
Thanks.
there. Now.
An opening! Leave this to me!
Oh, jeez.
Evil will fall before me.
Laura's now level 129. And one of the stairs to the top. There we go. Now time to climb even further up.
Hey,
Onward! Now's our chance! Our time is now!
Let's rush him.
Right, leave it to me!
Why not?
No problem.
Here I go!
Okay,
Good job, Reen.
Leave this. Now's our chance!
come on!
Let's move!
right.
My turn!
Onward!
Good job, Laura.
Leave it to me!
I can do this.
Onward!
Let's move!
Leave it to me!
I can do this. Now!
Got you! Let's move! We'll cut our own path!
Whew. That enemy managed to stall out the battle for quite a bit. Here's a Zerum capsule.
Stay on guard, everyone. That's no...
This one looks like a toughie.
My turn.
My turn! Please! Now's our chance!
An opening!
Right.
Alright, let's just Lost Eden.
My turn.
Because
Leave it
why
to me.
not?
Leave this.
Let's move!
Okay. Right.
Let's move!
Good thing Laura resists Vanish.
Evil will fall before my...
And yeah, we're going so high. Hey, the bottom doesn't even look close anymore. The final battle is definitely drawing near. And nearer it draws. This looks like it.
There's another elevator.
Ugh.
That must lead us to the castle's highest point, the Vermilion Throne. What should we do?
We should be
The
careful.
only thing we can do. This marks the end of our investigation. We can't go onward with just us, though. We need to call the others.
The others?
is only truly complete when all of us are together.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't be right to have them wait downstairs while we finish things up.
Of course.
Everything else
No
can
matter
now wait
what.
up here instead.
Our journey ends here.
It's tempting to feel nostalgic about how far we've come at this point, but that can wait until we're celebrating our victory.
Yep.
Let's make sure we have no regrets.
Let's keep that waiting.
Well, just make sure you're completely ready before stepping onto it.
Okay. Let's rest and then let us get everyone else up here. Yeah. Wouldn't make sense if everything suddenly got super easy, so... Yeah, I'd say we save our game. And let's go. The elevator that leads to the Vermilion Throne. I don't think the others are ready for this. Whew. And the music fades out. This is the time for the final battle to behold. So this is where things are.
He really came.
Indeed we did.
Welcome all to our Tales grand finale.
So you say. Third? As
Here,
the
Crow.
third?
Hard to believe it's been less than 3 weeks since we last met.
Either of them.
You're telling me. You all look so grown up now. All those ordeals you put yourself through have paid off in spades.
That's certainly one way to look at it. As much as I hate to admit it, I doubt we could win against you otherwise.
The trials we faced brought us together and made us stronger. I couldn't be more pleased with what we had to do to come this far.
I was finally able to move forward too. So yeah, I like to think I grew up a bit.
A lot of stuff's changed, but you guys ain't one of them.
And that's not all. We're here on behalf of Toa, Angelica, and George, too.
Yep.
I promised them I'd bring you back and force you to graduate with them. And it's a promise I intend to keep.
Oh, man, give me a break. You're telling me you've done all that and it still hasn't dawned on you. Get it through your thick skull. It's not gonna happen.
It's gonna happen when I beat you.
That's not true, Crow. Those who are confronted with impossible odds can choose to react in one of 2 ways. Abandon hope and accept a pitiful fate, or cling to that hope and forge ahead, overcoming any and all that life throws their way.
And?
That's what it means to dream.
Huh.
Vida.
She's absolutely...
But
Vita,
if anything,
would your
I
wish
feel that
be
it was our
to
youth and naivete that allowed us to come
perhaps
this far
that
to
one
begin
you
with.
lost?
And we've done
Would
it
your
without
wish to
losing a
be with
single
that
member
him
along
again?
the way, carrying the hopes of everyone we've met with us. I'd say that's pretty amazing, wouldn't you?
And for that, I don't see any harm in dreaming of the tomorrow that we all want to come. No one can say that the chances of it happening are 0 after all.
So if it's not 0, it's good as 100
And all
to
things
us.
considered, I'm in something of a difficult position as well. So I sincerely hope you don't think yourself some special snowflake compared to the rest of us.
Yeah, join the club. My background's all weird too. So spit it
Yeah.
out. Tell us what you really want. You can deal with all the crappy stuff later.
Honestly.
You may have joined the Academy to stop people from working out your true identity, sure. But you made a big mistake by letting yourself get wrapped up with a bunch of softies like Class 7.
Yeah, no kidding. You guys would haunt me to the ends of the earth, wouldn't you?
Oh yes, you're still here.
What
Can
a
you actually
touching
fight?
spectacle. You work tirelessly to pursue the impossible together. You lose yourself in the passion of the moment. Innocence truly is the privilege of the young.
Duke Cayenne.
Oh, that's His Highness the Crown Prince. He's been blindfolded.
Yeah,
Have
and
you
he's
no
been tied up
shame?
for the past several hours.
What's that huge red thing behind him?
That huge red
That's
thing
the
behind
Vermilion
him.
Knight, Testarossa. It was sealed
That's
away under
nice
the capital
name.
a long time ago, and it was responsible for countless calamities.
Oh
It's
dear.
often referred to as the demon which wields 1,000 weapons. And to expand on what Emma said, the ones who supposedly sealed it away were Drycles the Lionheart and the Lance Maiden.
Yeah.
It certainly was. And the only ones capable of rousing it from its slumber are descendants of the Honor bloodline. Thus, why His Highness has so graciously chosen to cooperate with us.
You get away from him.
Duke Cayenne, surely you realize how utterly disrespectful you are being.
You said it,
I
not
have
me,
a little
useless.
dream of my own, you see. A dream my ancestor was unable to reach in his lifetime. One that I will make a reality in his place.
A dream?
What ancestor?
Wait. Was this ancestor alive during the War of the Lions?
Ah, yes, that makes sense.
Precisely! Emperor Orthros Raise Arno, born to the first of the Emperor's secondary wives, the daughter of a duke. He occupied Heimdall at the time of the War of the Lions, but fell to Drycles and became known as the False Emperor.
Just like you're about
And
to fall
I
to us.
inherit his blood.
Possible.
I had no idea that the Cayenne family were descendants of the False Emperor.
Huh.
Hardly a surprise. When the war came to a close, that truth was buried. I suppose it was Emperor Dreikel's way of trying to avoid any further conflict among the nobles.
Or perhaps an act of
But not a
kindness
day.
to let your bloodline
Not one
and
day
live in,
in
in the
all
hope
these
that it may
years
redeem
has my
itself.
family forgotten the sheer humiliation.
Sadly, that didn't come to pass.
Dreamed of a future where I would take back the Vermilion Knight and this infernal castle. The proofs of ownership over this city that Emperor Orthros had disgracefully stripped away.
That's all? You occupied Heimdall and started a civil war, and that's your reason?
Well, the Chancellor's death was desirable regardless, and the Society's diva provided invaluable assistance. The Imperial Liberation Front proved to be serviceable pawns. The Azure Awakener managed to awaken his knight.
Face it, you aren't as cool of a villain as any of the previous villains in the
Time
series.
was right in all regards. Only a fool would idly watch this moment pass. I did intend to operate the Vermilion Knight myself, but as I feared, only those of direct descent are capable of doing so. And yet it matters not. I have everything I need to return this city to its original, rightful form as His Highness's guardian. Once my will is done, I shall restore order to Erebonia, returning it to the way it once was and always should have been.
What do you think is the meaning of that word?
That is my ambition.
Because
My
I believe
family's
our
destiny.
definitions of that word are very different from one another.
He doesn't care about anyone but himself.
Yeah. What an egotistical
I'm afraid I can't even
man.
pretend to care about your ambitions. It's not my place to decide how Erebonia should be run, and I'm not here to lecture you on your ancestors' transgressions.
But I will lecture you on what you're doing today.
We have our own ambitions. We're here because we promised Princess Alvin and Prince Olivert that we would rescue their brother from your clutches. And if putting a stop to your dream is what it takes to save His Highness the Crown Prince, then that's exactly what we'll do.
You impudent little...
I think everyone has said their piece now.
You won't be going back on your word to let us handle this part, right?
Huh. Do as you wish. It should provide some light entertainment until the ritual is complete. I expect to be amused.
Well, I'll just have to beat the two of you quick then.
We could skip right to using our knights, but might as well savor the moment while we still can, right?
Yep,
So for
and
the
now-
opening act, I'll fight you as I am now. Crow versus Class 7.
Crow.
Very well then.
Very well.
And Vita's fighting
And
along
I'll
him.
be fighting alongside
And it's
him.
playing the first game's final boss theme again. And as I've noted before, this theme has... You can hear the beginning part is mainly Crow's leitmotif.
Seeing as how you have the
This
famed
part
purple
right here.
lightning with you, it wouldn't be much of a fair fight otherwise.
Aw, you flatter me. Sadly, I trust your idea of a fair fight about as much as I trust me missing a point-blank shot.
Oh, do excuse me. Emma, I want you to fight with everything you have. We'll see whether you have the resolve necessary to shoulder a witch's burden.
Don't worry, I will. Not because of the duty I've been given, but to demonstrate the limitless potential I've found within myself.
Huh.
As the last remaining member
They've
and
linked.
leader of the Imperial Liberation
Huh?
Front, I'm gonna make our very last fight one to remember.
And as the one tasked with guiding you to the end, I think it's time I did just that.
A combat link?
They can do that?
It makes no difference to us. Class 7, ready yourselves! Because combat
ready.
link or not, I know...
I think we should take out Abyss first.
How about this?
Huh. That's the same trick you used as C.
You're wide open.
You're done!
I messed up.
Right. Arcus, activate!
My turn.
Thanks.
Well, that trick may have worked once, but it will never work again, bro.
Termination slash! Gone!
Yeah, Clotilde appears to be significantly weaker.
Radiant Lion!
You ain't getting that HP heal, Crow.
Dance for me!
I may never have denied it for you in the past, but I sure as hell will now.
Great light! Reside in my
Ta-da! God damn, I love Crow's light motif.
Radiant Arc!
My, I'm impressed.
That's the power of my Alpha Strike.
Gotcha!
Be gone!
Oh, please! Hang in there!
Thanks!
You think Reen will just be gone because you told him to?
Dance for me!
Oh, please!
Oh, please. Oh, please. That's not Reen's style.
I won't give up.
This is nothing.
Your flames are nowhere near as hot as McBurn's were.
Right! Sorry, would you mind?
I'll try at least. Time to begin! Pure breath of the goddess. Reside in my music and heal my friends. Finale! You have my thanks.
My blade will cleave ignorance and light the way. Termination slash!
Now I'm having fun.
Arya of the Abyss.
Arya of the Abyss.
Here comes.
Humankind are evildoers, shackled by emotion. Misery,
In your ballroom,
envy,
I wonder.
behold the Abyss, for it longs to be forever at your side.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. I messed up. Grianos?
Summon Grianos. Oh dear.
Finish them all!
I wasn't unstrung, everyone.
Let's try that again.
Come at me with all you've got.
Witness the witchcraft of the Azure Abyss.
How about this?
Blaze, dance for me! There!
You're done. My turn. All right, let's do this.
To me. No problem.
You have my thanks. This is nothing.
Throw them away!
Blaze, dance for me!
You're done!
I messed up.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm done.
No!
This is it! Come at me with all you've got!
Witness the witchcraft of the Azure Abyss.
How about this?
Now, turn to ice!
Right.
Thanks! Let's move! Alright, let's do this!
Leave it to me.
Huh?
Thanks! Throw them away!
I messed up.
I wasn't strong enough.
Blaze, dance for me! Blaze, dance for me!
Yeah, I don't think I'm ready.
No!
Next try.
This is it! Come at me with all you've got!
Witness the witchcraft of the Azure Abyss.
Okay.
Huh?
Thanks! How about this?
Right.
Ooh, free food.
Onward!
It's pretty good! My blade will cleave ignorant.
No, you don't. Okay.
Witness!
Now I'm having fun.
I'm impressed.
Leave it to me.
How delightful to hear that you're having fun.
Thanks!
Because I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. can't take risks.
No, you don't!
Blaze.
Hang in there!
Thanks!
Unforgivable.
Time and stuff.
That's Vita
Foolish
down.
on me.
Let's see. Oh, this is a door. Catch.
Right.
You're coming back with us, Crow.
Thanks!
I'm not going to deny that. So here you go.
My blade will cleave ignorance and light the way.
Yeah, well, after the first few times with that fight, the final one, my final attempt, was actually rather anticlimactic. But at least I gotta finish it off with Green's final old S-craft.
Termination slash! Die!
I swear I was about to say final smash.
Not bad. That's the power of the 8 leaves.
Our power.
Great!
Now, Reen, Elisa, Eustace, Elliot,
I'm so glad.
and Emma are all level 130. I can't believe it. I beat Crow.
Oh my. I didn't see this coming.
What'd I tell you? Don't underestimate my classmates. They're a tough crowd for being all dreams and sunshine.
I'll admit,
So they are.
my victory is due largely to luck.
Crow!
Vita.
Ah, enough of this nonsense! I need not remind you how
I thank
if
you
were
for
to
accepting
lose
it with
against them,
grace.
Our contract would...
Butt out, you.
I beg your pardon?
To hell with his contract.
Alright, let's wrap this up.
Yes!
This is it, Reen. You ready for the finale?
I'm as ready as you are.
I was waiting on you. Heed my call.
Valimar, the Ashen Knight! Acknowledged. Whew. Not right enough an elevator, but it'll do. Now it's time for our final showdown. Let me show you the weapon and the power that I've put into it. It's the final battle.
This is a battle between awakeners. None should interfere.
She's right. All we can do is watch.
It's frustrating to be unable to help. But if we must.
We'll just have to put our trust in Reen.
And your trust in me will not be unfounded. I can assure you that. I'm level 130, the same as you, Crow. Let's do this.
Is that the sword you forged from Zemirian ore? Pretty impressive. Guess I don't
To
have to
hell
hold
with
back
the weapon
anymore.
triangle. I'm going to beat your lance with my sword.
What, you getting cold feet or something?
I think I am. Regardless of whether I win or I lose, this is the end. And I can't help but get this nagging feeling like things will never be the same between us after this.
Yeah, the times I spent with you. They were very good, fun times. You even head patted Green once.
Don't act so spoiled! The future you want is only gonna happen by making the most of the present.
Whatever
Very
happened
well,
to dragging
sir.
me back to the academy and forcing me to graduate?
You're right. This time,
Thanks for
I'm
reminding
not going
me.
to hold back. This
I'm
isn't a
about
fight
to
for
do
this
just
nation's
that.
future. It's got nothing to do with our classmates. This is a fight for me. Right now, all that matters to me is surpassing you.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Divine Knights are all about power, pure and simple. You shouldn't have to think about your feelings. They should just be a part of you. And
Another
just as
mix
a blacksmith
of
pours
codes
his soul
theme.
into forging a stronger sword, you should use those feelings to strengthen your resolve.
Is this a super arranged version?
Okay, we've talked long enough. Let's go.
I won't let anyone interfere. This is going to be our final battle.
That's exactly how I want it to be. We'll fight until we can fight no more. Until our strength runs dry and our souls burn out!
Well then.
Fast talking now.
Right.
Instructor Sarah, you're the
Sorry,
best support
what do
I
you
could
want?
ask
Alright, let's
for
get
in
this
a battle
started.
like this. Thundering roar. Now, how much HP does the Ordine have? I'll have to check.
Think you can handle this?
It has less H. It still has less HP than McBurn.
Eat this! Now! Gotcha! Time!
Okay. Huh?
Yep, debuffs are our best bet in this battle. This duel between men.
Gotcha!
Think you can handle this?
I think I can. Although, thanks for your concern, man.
Let's go! Gotcha! Time!
Leave it to me.
Oh! Okay, we can fully debuff him even further now. Oh, thank goodness for good old stun.
Let's go! Gotcha! Let's go! Gotcha!
Leave it to me.
I'm trying to make this quick, man.
Think you can handle this?
I think I can.
Let's go!
In fact, I know I can.
Understood!
Go! Sunlight Flame! It's working! Keep it up!
Alright, time to get serious.
If you say so.
This again.
Maybe it's time we get serious as well.
What's happening? My sword's reacting to it?
See? I knew you could do it. And now that we're even, let's settle this.
Indeed.
You're on!
Let's go! Gotcha!
I think I'm finally enough of a match to defeat you.
Okay.
You can handle this?
I think I can.
Now! Gotcha! Time!
Leave it to me.
You can handle this?
You're the one who thinks I can't.
Eat this! Hope you're ready! Time! Let's go! Gotcha! Time!
My turn.
I'm going to make good on that promise, Crow.
Let's go!
You think I'm going to let you down at a time like this? You've got a whole nother thing coming from you, man.
Gotcha!
Just unleashing a giant-sized ain't gonna do it for you, for me, man.
Let's go! Understood! Go!
Leave it to me. Allow me.
Whoops. My mistake.
Let's go! Gotcha!
That's it. Just a little more.
Think you can handle this?
I think I can.
My turn.
I've said it once and I'll say it again.
Now! Gotcha! Time! Eat this! There! Gotcha! Hope you're ready!
Oh, I am. I'm ready like you won't believe.
Let's go! Gotcha!
My turn.
Silver Crow, I have the high ground. Of course it would be improper to admit defeat when you're still standing. So how about it? I'll give you one final push.
You can handle this?
I've said it once. I've said it many times. Yes!
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I'm just staying silent because this is an intense battle. I mean, we're kicking Crow's ass right now.
Now! Gotcha!
But still,
Gotcha!
intense.
Darkness! Clean! Gotcha!
You think you got me, huh? Well, you've got a whole nother thing coming for you.
Let's go! Understood!
Here's the finale. And now, as I've requested, you're coming back with us, Crow.
You didn't do half bad that
No way!
He did it?
We did.
One?
Yep, I think the victor is clear. The battle goes to Reen.
Now, as I promised,
Yes,
I'm going to
you did
drag
it!
Crow out of that cockpit and
I'm so happy.
I'm going to drag him out of there in a cast.
Unbelievable!
Since, as you know, Divine Knights and their Awakeners are
You fought
synchronized.
splendidly, Reen.
So I'll drag him out of there in a cast if I have to.
Hey, get hold of yourself!
It's okay. I'm fine.
After all, that was pretty easy, actually.
Hey guys, thanks for believing in me. It means a lot.
Of course we did.
It was pretty nerve-wracking, though.
Still,
Yep, nerve-wracking
I knew that
indeed.
you would be able to win if you put your heart into it.
Indeed. I felt the same way.
You two were in your own little world, you know.
Yeah.
True. I don't think we could have interfered even if we wanted to.
Where'd you pull all those cheesy lines from, anyway?
How inspiring.
A lot of
I won't
places,
let
actually.
anyone interfere, and we'll fight until our souls burn out.
That's a perfect impression, man.
Have you ever considered, I don't know, reading the atmosphere?
Man, I love you kids.
You should take it easy for now. You've lost quite a lot of mana.
Honestly, it's got nothing to do with our classmates, he says. And then what does he do? He goes and pulls off Arcus links with them perfectly mid-battle. Kind of contradicting yourself, don't you think?
Huh.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't do it on
Perhaps.
purpose, though. I just did it unconsciously. I guess all their feelings have become a part of me at this point. My classmates, Valamar's, probably even yours, Crow.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that something?
Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form.
Where have
You
I
reach
heard
the
form
point
is
where you can
emptiness
feel others
from?
as a part of yourself. Congrats on getting a glimpse of the true heights of
Oh
swordsmanship.
yeah, that's... Oh, god damn it. I mean, that's the one Ein has drilled into me. Wait, is that the one?
No, it's a little hard to describe. It was almost as if I was dreaming. I just did it without thinking. I'm not sure I would be able to do the same thing again, to be honest.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, Reen.
Well, there's a letdown.
Honestly, I couldn't agree more.
Oh well.
Seems like
You've
you've
done
still
it.
got a long way to go before reaching those heights, much like the rest of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we can do it together.
Hey, you don't need to laugh that much.
I mean, if it's hurting you.
I swear, there's no room for debate with you, is there? You beat me.
Yeah.
Fair and square. Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yep.
Sorry about this, Vita. After you did so much for me, I ended up letting you down.
Oh, don't trouble your pretty head over that. True, this wasn't what I had in mind, but I'm perfectly content with happy endings.
What? Enough of this!
Yeah.
What is the meaning of this, witch? Do you mean to suggest that is all you intend to do?
I mean, perhaps.
I forgot he was there.
Duke Cayenne?
You and me both.
Yeah, same here. Totally forgot.
Yeah, I got so enthralled with the battle with Crow.
The Society's objective was to prepare this stage for its participants. I seem to recall telling you I had no interest in anything other than the battle between Azure and Ashen. Did you forget, perhaps?
Vita? But what was the point in this battle to begin?
Silence! You will be silent!
Fine.
If that's how you want to be, then I'll simply have to do things my own way.
He can't
Oh
mean...
dear.
Wait!
Are you ready
don't
the
do
true final boss?
Come now, Your Highness.
Get away from him.
Rule with force. Let the ancient Arnor blood course feverishly through your veins.
No! Please! Please!
Your Highness!
You.
You monster! How could you?
No. It sucked him in. What the?
So then. Looks like it's time for our true final battle. The sort of final boss music from the first game is playing. So, Vermilion Knight Testarossa, this is you, huh? Vermilion Apocalypse. I don't like the sound of that.
This can't be. The calamity that appeared 250 years ago, with Testarossa as its core.
The Vermilion Apocalypse.
Even Vita's scared. Whew. I felt that from here. It's a shame I won't be using a controller for Cold Steel 3. Because I'm just a keyboard type of dude, you know? I mean, I'm the type of guy who would... Oh no. Everyone's dying outside. Even the Magic Knights. It must be absorbing their energy.
What's happening?
Master Patrick, stay on guard.
It's as if something is being taken away from us. But what?
Ugh. That load of good swords are gonna do against whatever this is.
Well, don't just stand there. You know some way to deal with this, don't you?
Don't look at me! Though I guess this is no
Oh,
time
Thomas has opened his eyes!
These red spirit veins around us are meant to siphon mana.
How much
Focus
do
your
you know,
energy and
Thomas?
Stay vigilant, and you should be able to mitigate the effects to some extent.
I see.
Makes sense.
In that case, everyone, take a deep breath and gather your energy in your abdomen.
That sounds like a very Mueller thing to say.
Yes, sir!
So this is what the Vermilion Apocalypse is. Looks to be even stronger than Crow.
What is that? Vermilion wings? Full power to all engines! Assess the situation in the surrounding area from above.
Right.
Courageous! All engines at maximum output!
Oh, Adios, please watch over them.
It appears things have yet to calm down. Hey,
Only
Norton.
Misty were here.
Yeah, she's other places doing other things. And meanwhile, good old piece of Schmidt just arm folds in the face
It
of it.
isn't. But the best thing we can do is keep faith.
Time to prove themselves is come, it seems.
Dear.
You know, imagine, I just got a really stupid theory. So, my really stupid theory is, what if Principal Van Dyck is actually Dreikel's the Lionheart? I mean, considering that we know that Saint Sandlot has lived for at least 250 years after her supposed death. So, that's just a really stupid theory I have. Mainly because they have similar facial hair. And that is all. Okay.
Formed by Emperor Orthros 250 years ago!
Great.
Power! No,
Now this is the part
at this
where...
rate, the protective field isn't going to last much longer.
Oh dear.
This was the one thing I forbade you to do!
Vita, can you help me
Vita
make an
didn't
opening?
want that.
An opening?
Crow, you're planning
With that
something.
enhancement technique?
This is looking awfully similar to the finale of SC.
Yep, the same one you used on me in that trial 3 years back. You think it'll work?
It's worth a try.
Crow?
You got something in mind?
I think so. Vita and I are gonna try to make an opening so you can get closer.
I made a promise, and I don't intend on breaking it. So don't
Once
die,
we've done
Crow.
that, try and hold out against it as much as you can.
You can do that?
If you can, please do.
We're done for if we don't try something. So I say go for it.
Still, sounds like all that's going to do is delay the inevitable. We're going to need something more decisive to turn the tides in our favor.
Of course. The Divine Knights.
If you combine their strength, we could actually make it through this thing.
Yeah.
Now you think that. If we can hold out till they've recovered a good chunk of mana, victory's as good as ours. After that,
Very
all
well
we gotta
then.
do is separate the core, Crown Prince Cedricson, from the rest of the body.
No sweat! We can do this!
Right. Without him, it shouldn't be able to remain in this dimension any longer.
Not like we got any better options.
Okay, let's go. Vita,
Yeah.
Crow, we're counting on you.
Leave it to us.
We won't disappoint. Brianos, Celine, would you two mind helping?
Fine if I have to.
Okay, let us sort out our party. I'm not sure if I was ready for this. But I can hopefully prepare myself well enough. Alright, let us save. And if we're not ready, well, that's what my backup save files are for.
Oh, azure breath, which arises from the abyss. Reside within his blade, and cleave through the vermilion flames.
Take this! Deadly Cross!
Now's our chance!
Class 7, let's go!
Right!
I've heard this music somewhere before, but I don't know where.
This one's dangerous. Stay on your toes.
How dare you!
Arceus is getting much angrier.
Let's move. All right, let's do this.
All right. I'll handle it. Beginning mission. Of course! Blessing of the moon! Thanks.
No, you don't! Right! This can't be happening.
Let me help!
Thanks!
I'm not done yet.
All right, let's do this!
Understood! I'll handle it.
Thanks!
Oh, whoops.
Here.
Well... Huh. Mighty reflect, eh?
Of course! Blessing of the moon!
Come back, Machias.
I'll handle it.
My turn.
Wait, hold on. Wow, its HP is surprisingly low.
My turn. Here goes! Overdrive! My blade will cleave ignorance and light the way. Termination slash! Gone!
Of course! Understood!
I'll handle it.
I appreciate it.
My turn. Good luck.
With pleasure. Bone wins. Howl with rage. Wind Cyclone!
Yep. I know I'm keeping mostly silent for this final battle, but this is just intense.
It's my turn. Can you handle this?
Come on, Lammy! There!
Let's move. All right, let's do this.
Of course!
Whew. Yeah, I mean, surprisingly anticlimactic, but at the same time, it still manages to be intense.
Setting target.
Let's set that target one last time. I was considering bringing Millium to endgame, believe it or not. But things just didn't pan out that way. Okay, Emma, make sure he's down.
In the heavens above.
Yeah, the less health. He had less health than for the Vermilion Apocalypse to have less health than even Crow. It's kind of anticlimactic, you know. And considering I already beat Crow in an anticlimactic sense, and Crow had Vita with him, so that's extra anticlimactic, but. Which is exactly what I was trying to avoid by picking hard mode. So... I don't think I've been playing especially well. Yep, you unleashing your second form now. Okay, second verse same as the first. This time, let's get in the backup dancers.
Careful! This one looks strong.
Strong it appears to be, indeed.
Okay! Bringing the thunder now!
Yep, let's start with the Thunderbringer. I'm the Stormbringer! The almighty Stormbringer.
Here I go. All right, let's do this.
Leave this to me.
Right.
Okay. unleash our Alpha Strike, so to speak.
Radiant Lion!
Dance for me!
Now, at least I can guarantee that Elisa is going to survive this.
Reside in my bow! Radiant Arc!
Alright, this form seems to be tougher than the last one.
Like the way.
Termination slash!
Yep. And my Alpha Strike is doing about half of its health before the battle truly begins. Oh dear. Would this be your S-trap, quote unquote?
This is strong.
Hang in there!
Thanks!
My blade will cleave ignorance and light the way.
Sheesh. Now my only hope is that Elisa survives this next, whatever it comes up next. Because my Alpha Strike may...
Great White! Reside in my bow! Radiant Arc!
So you decide to summon backup dancers.
I messed up.
Okay.
Right!
Let's see if this will work out for me.
Dance for me!
They're healing almost as much as Elliot does with Tyr.
Great White! Reside in my bow! Radiant Arc!
Oh, that's not good. Whoops. Let's
This one looks
retry.
like a toughie. Perfect.
Let's move.
Dun 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 dun.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, second try.
No problem.
Things. Okay, now you've got more health than. You still don't have as much health as McBurn.
Turn to flames. Burn! Now!
Hey, we managed to pierce him. Not like that did all that much.
Hang in there!
Thanks!
try at least. Time to be...
You have my things.
Right.
Thanks!
Alright, let's see how much this does. 50,000, got it. I am satisfied.
My turn!
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
I'll show you how it's done.
Perhaps. Eustace, you might be able to handle this. Vermilion end.
I'm sorry, everyone.
No
That
problem.
attack drains our EP. It appears that attack drains our EP as well.
Sorry, would you mind?
I've got this.
You have my things.
Oh, Eustace has vanished. That's why it drained that.
Onward!
Well...
Thanks!
Onward! You
we
have my
just cling
things.
together once more.
I wasn't strong enough.
Well, that was great.
Careful! This one looks strong.
My turn.
Okay, third try.
I'm bringing the thunder now.
Onward! Witness the...
Let's move. All right, let's do this.
Right.
Unforgivable!
I'm just getting warmed up.
Thanks.
my thanks.
Here I go! Yeah! No, you don't!
My turn. Okay.
Well,
Thanks! I can do this.
one more time.
Okay.
Leave this to me.
Okay. I'm counting on you.
I'll show you how it's done.
My turn!
Sheesh, only Elisa got hit by that, but
Leave this to me.
luckily resisted.
I can do this. Here I
Yeah,
go.
let's overdrive.
Now's our chance.
Got you! My turn! Alright,
Let's get some motivation in here. One more time.
No problem. Now's our chance.
Got you!
And now, let's finish this.
My blade will cleave ignorance and light the way.
Well,
Termination slash! Die!
there we go. Vermilion Apocalypse defeated. Twice. Now then, we've got our knights at the ready. Let's do this, Crow. Perfectly fine, man.
Right.
It's only a few losses
My
down.
regeneration is complete as well. Climb inside, Crow.
Oh, that's the 1st time we
do
heard
this.
Ordine speak. So, you aren't just the strong silent type. Okay. And once again, we get to hear Crow's leitmotif against the final Vermilion Apocalypse. Oh! I didn't expect for us to actually be able to control Ordine in this battle.
Now! Bro, let's do this!
Deadly domination!
You bet!
Oh, this is an awesome final battle.
Union slash! Deadly domination!
Okay, let's check out. So yeah, he has all the crafts that he had with when he was fighting us. That's quite cool. 11036. That's one letter off from Noel spelled backwards. Alright, let's see if aiming for the head will do any good. Demonic Bow, Barbatos. Now the only Barbatos I know are the Bowman, the Axeman, and the Mace Gundam. And the mobile suit that, as well as the mobile suit that wasn't a Gundam, that was called Barbatos, that preceded the other Barbatos, and was only from the SD Gundam G Generation game, so not many people know about it. Demonic Sword Propator. Oh, now Vermilion Apocalypse poses menacingly.
Darkness! Gotcha!
Looking a bit cautious. But this demonic spear ain't gonna do it, man. We gonna keep this going.
Let's go! Gotcha!
So, you using Barbatos again? Yeah, I mean, technically there was also the bow-wielding enemy from Bloodstained. But yeah, Deadly Domination is kind of amazing. Feels fitting that the final battle would have us setting up giant robot-sized combat links. That's only right, isn't it? Well, suppose if it's only right, I'm gonna aim for the head.
Now! Gotcha!
Now let's just see Blade Throw, since this will likely be our last chance.
There! Reed, let's do this! Right!
Feels so good, man. I love when games add in little touches to make you feel extra cool. And yes, we've beaten the Vermilion Apocalypse's final form, presumably. Whew. I've got to say, that was the climax I was looking for. Now.
Is that?
That's its core, with the Crown Prince in it. I'll clear a path. You focus on rescuing it.
Got it!
Oh God.
I'm fine. It barely scratched me. You keep
Are
going.
you sure?
You're the
That
only
looked
one
like
who
a
can save him
massive
now.
wall.
So don't you dare look back.
Huh. Talk about a mood killer. That is my voice.
Ace means one plate, 7th form.
Huh, 7th form now.
Enlightened domination!
So that's which form Enlightened Domination is. Now let's rip the core right out of you. And it's a little beehive orb. Not beehive as in full lead, but as in literal beehive. Looks like a beehive. Ooh, we've done it. You good, man?
He's exhausted, but his life doesn't appear to be in any danger.
Good.
Yeah, he's lost a
where's
lot of
Crow?
blood, but nothing that would prove fatal. He'll be alright with some rest. Thank goodness.
That's a relief.
That's our mission complete. We recovered the other one of this nation's greatest treasures.
However, secondary mission. We need to check up on Crow.
This can't be.
I can't believe how wrong this has gone. I can't imagine the Grandmaster is going to be very pleased with me when I get back.
The Grandmaster?
That's Ouroboros' leader, right?
The very same. The only absolute figure to we Anguis. The supreme existence carrying out the Orpheus final plan. Who will guide the souls of all.
The souls of all?
I don't get it. So
that's why you broke the taboo and left 7 years ago.
That's right. I became a guide for the second part of the Grandmaster's plan, known as the Phantasmal Blaze Plan.
So...
I plan to use the Hollow Phantasm in Crossbell to awaken the blaze in the Empire.
So that's where the name comes
Regardless,
from.
Thanks to you and Crow, I was able to advance it.
Yeah. Where is Crow?
Crow?
Crow, are you okay? Crow? Crow? Crow?
What?
I can't sense any mana from inside.
And that vast hole.
That must be from where he was pierced during the battle.
Crow?
No!
Crow?
Oh, jeez. You know, last time I asked to get a hole this big fixed.
Oh no.
This isn't happening.
It's just like with Chancellor Osborne.
I'll heal you right away. Help me, Celine.
I'm on it.
Heal him, Sancuri Eum.
Man.
Come on,
Same
man.
place I shot Osborne, too.
Yeah. He wasn't the only one who noticed.
Karma's a bitch, huh?
That's what you might say.
Crow.
But still.
You don't have to talk.
Yeah, don't talk. Live.
Sorry, Rean.
Just live, Crow.
Looks like I won't be able to keep that promise after all.
No, I made a promise.
Till Angelica and George are gonna have to.
Crow, I made a promise
It's
too.
okay.
I don't intend to break
Doesn't
it.
matter right now.
We need to stop the blood!
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hopeless, isn't it?
I'm afraid so.
Don't say that.
He's been pierced through the heart. Even our witchcraft won't be enough.
Don't.
King.
Thanks, Emma. And you, Kitty. At least this way, I can say my goodbyes.
Crow! No!
No, don't talk like that.
I swear, you're such a spoiled kid sometimes.
That I am, Crow.
Elliot,
That I am.
that concert was really fun. Keep
Yeah.
on loving music. As much as I loved yours. Elisa, try and get along with your mom. Alright? You've got your differences. But at least she's still alive to talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're alive for now. So.
Machias, Eustace, stay good rivals for one another. Okay?
And please
The
don't be a
Empire
moment killer right now.
might change with the times, but you two should always be the same.
Of course we will. I refuse to accept him as a friend, but I'll accept him as a worthy rival.
Eustace is smiling as he says that.
Laura, Fee, Gaius, Millium, a lot's happened this past year, but I've really enjoyed getting to know you.
I enjoyed getting to know you too, man.
So, thanks. We should be the ones thanking you.
It's been fun for me, too.
You've been a wonderful classmate and comrade. Thank you for everything.
Yes.
I know I'm an Ironblood, but it was real fun for me, too.
Sarah, thanks for everything. These last 2 years, and Vita. A lot's happened between us. But I'm glad I had you there.
You were as much of a model student as I was a model teacher. But still.
Yeah, that's a good camaraderie.
I should be the one thanking you.
Hey now. What's with the long faces?
You're speaking like you're going to die.
What?
Don't give up
You're
yet.
all going to
Do
be
not
in for
give
some
up, Crow. Do not give
tough
up, Crow.
times ahead.
Do not give up, Crow.
Can't go any farther now.
Do not give up, Crow.
But you can.
Do not give up, Crow.
So keep
Don't
going
you ever
forward.
stop. Do not.
Relentlessly. Without looking back.
Do not give up. Don't give up.
As long as you do, I'm sure.
Don't give up. No.
No.
This can't be happening.
Don't worry. I'll still...
That fool.
Students aren't supposed to have to die before their instructors.
Spare me the sentimental drivel.
You shut the fuck up!
Damn it all! How could I lose the Azure Chevalier at a time like this? Why must I be surrounded by nothing but disappointments? And that goes for you too, witch, and your useless society.
How dare you!
What do you think you're doing?
I gave him my favor, and this is how he chooses to repay me? By standing in the way of my ambition? I should never have wasted my time on that waif from a fallen country to begin with.
You should not speak ill of the dead, Duke Cayenne.
You utter scum.
Please, don't speak of him that way.
And by that, I mean you should not speak ill of them lest you join them.
You're terrible.
Duke Cayenne,
Vita, kill him.
Unhand him. If you continue this shameful behavior a moment longer, then I will be forced to respond in kind.
By all means, please respond in
Your part
kind.
in this is over, witch.
Rufus.
Vita! Grianos?
Rufus?
What's he doing here?
Oh, of course! I still have you!
Are you sure about that?
Goodness, you're here, Rufus!
Rufus, kill him.
You did come to help me, didn't you?
Do it now, Rufus. Do it now.
As
I trust you.
In your dreams.
Thank you.
Target in sight.
Thank you. That's done me a good cheering up.
Target restrained.
What's going on? What's she doing?
Well done. You've behaved disgracefully toward the Imperial family and brought a calamity upon the innocent people of the capital. We may both fly the banner of the Noble Alliance, but I'm afraid I can't turn a blind eye to your misdeeds any longer.
Well, what do you expect? She's
As
an
the
Anguis.
Alliance's Chief of Staff and a citizen of Erebonia, I hereby place the two of you under arrest.
No!
I see. It all makes sense now.
Huh.
I thought something was amiss about you from the very beginning. I just couldn't work out where you had gotten that girl from the Black Workshop. But it seems that all this
Yeah, the
time,
Black
you were
Workshop.
just waiting for your chance, weren't you?
Why, whatever do you mean?
Vita?
None of this is making any sense.
Oh, I get it now.
Milliam?
You do, Milliam?
What do you get? Oh boy, I feel really stupid now. I can't believe it took me this long to figure out. You're one too, right?
Oh ho. Perhaps.
Yeah, it sure looks that way.
He's one too, huh?
Thank you for rescuing His Highness.
Yeah, sounds like things were a real mess in here.
Huh.
Captain Claire?
Like you wouldn't even
Captain
believe,
Arundel?
Lecter.
Wait.
And Claire.
Now I get it.
It can't be. All this time, you were an Ironblood?
Huh.
The group's primary member, in fact.
Very well then.
Though that secret was, until very recently, kept between myself and His Excellency the Chancellor. The others knew there was a primary member, but were never told who it was.
Pretty much what he said. You should have seen my face when I found out earlier.
Yeah?
Wow, even you couldn't figure it out?
It's quite amazing, huh?
What is the meaning of all this? The successor to one of the four great houses is the former Chancellor's protege? Why? Your high position in the Noble Alliance was secured. It was only a matter of time before you became the next Duke Albarea. Why reveal this now? What could you possibly have to gain from professing your allegiance to a dead man?
He would gain nothing. Which is why it's rather fortunate I'm
Wait, hold on! Wait, hold on! Was I right about him getting up and walking out? I was half joking when I said that, yeah, the whole plotline about Osborn's corpse disappearing was... Wow. Osborn, you lived. So how did you survive the shot through the heart and Crow was to blame?
No way.
Impossible.
Yeah. Huh.
Gramps?
I'm pleased to see you again, Milliam. Greetings to you as well, Class 7. And to your esteemed instructor.
Oh boy. Hey, my head hasn't been flowing this much since the ending of FC.
And to you, Your Grace.
Oh my gosh.
You! How are you still alive?
Likely a body double.
Indeed. Perhaps the years have dimmed your eyesight, or perhaps I had a body double. Whatever the truth may be, I think that's the least of your worries right now. All you need to know is that our loyal ally, Rufus Alborea, will be bringing the situation in Erebonia under control. And he'll do so with minimal conflict, while ensuring that the Noble Alliance's power is deeply diminished. That was the task I entrusted to him, and in that he shall not fail me.
As ever, it's an honor to serve you, Your Excellency.
This is a dream. This has to be a dream.
Hey, if this is a dream, then you're never waking up.
As obsessed as Crow was with making it happen, I had a feeling all along you weren't really dead.
Did you really know?
You made it quite clear that you were someone not to be underestimated, back when we were working with you regarding the situation in Liberl.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I haven't a clue what you're talking about.
I'm amazed you can say that with a straight face.
You're referring to those steam tanks and dealing with the aftermath of the Hamel incident, I take it?
Huh. So that was your doing as well, Osborn.
But I could never have predicted you would have taken a branch of the 13 factories under your control. What exactly do you plan to do?
Is that not obvious? I'm taking over that phantasmal blaze plan of yours.
Huh.
And my
Osborn
first order of business will be sorting out the mess you left in
his
Crossbell.
own plans.
I'll allow you to leave this time, Witch. Slink back to your master and the rest of that brood of serpents and tell them, if they even think of trying to stand in my way, I'll crush them beneath my heel.
Oh. Well, I definitely trust Osborn more than I trust a snake.
Vita? Wait!
I'm sorry you had to see me like that. Give my regards to the Elder. And I'm sorry for the trouble I've caused you all. Please, take good care of Crow for me.
I would, but is that a death threat?
You...
Alright, I'll give him a nice grave.
Vita.
She could have at least given us a chance to speak as well.
Huh. Always the Anguis, isn't it?
You've all done excellent work. Icy Maiden, White Rabbit, Scarecrow, and you, Jade.
That's a silly title.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm overjoyed to see that you're alive.
Can't say I honestly thought you were dead in the first place.
Well, if anyone could survive being shot through the chest, it'd be you, so I did wonder.
I don't imagine you intend to reveal your secret to cheating death, do you?
And Rob, you have such a splendid conundrum to puzzle over. This castle will return to its original form within a few hours, but our work is far from over. I'll be giving all of you new assignments. As always, I expect only the best from each of you.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Man, things are about to get busy.
I wonder what I should do.
Rufus, I want the situation here resolved within the week. As soon as you have things under control, move forward with the occupation of Crossbell.
So that's your plan, man.
With pleasure, Your Excellency.
Rufus Alvarea, never one to drop that affable facade. You have to wonder, is it a facade though? Or is he legitimately that affable?
I'm not trying to tell you the Chancellor was evil or anything. Still, there's no denying that he managed to outwit my grandfather. I'd say it's fairly normal for a student to want to avenge his master's defeat, wouldn't you?
So...
Man, same place I shot Osborn, too. Karma's a bitch, huh?
Rain!
Here we go.
Here we go, huh?
Rain, don't!
That's really not a good idea!
Yeah, it's really not a good idea.
Why? Why are you still alive? Crow shot you! You're supposed to be dead!
See it as you will.
In the end, he couldn't avenge his grandfather. He didn't get revenge on you. Was everything he did? Was his whole life for nothing?
Rain.
Yeah. Rain. This is generally not a situation in which people would be the most sane.
That's enough. Just as you have your reasons that guide your actions, so too does His Excellency. And I believe you factor into those reasons more than you might think.
Oh my. I need to just wait for a moment. I was right? What?
Ring, I pray you grow up strong and healthy. Oh,
I was right.
If you're listening, hear me now.
Excuse me.
Please allow
I was
this
right.
child.
I was.
I see you finally remembered the truth.
I was right. Oh my god. I was right.
I'm glad to finally see you again, my son.
How was I right? How?
Indeed. The Empire will soon know of the Ashen Chevalier, the hero whose brave deeds allowed us to...
How did I get this one right?
And who better to assist me than a national hero?
How? How? Oh my god, and the ending theme has Crow's leitmotif as well. So, what a cliffhanger, I'll tell you. Huh. I'll miss you, Crow. I'll remember you, Crow. And that's the end of the game. Oh boy, this was an experience. I think this is my first time crying on stream. So... Is this song a love song directed from Crow to Reen? Oh god, I'm laughing and crying at the same time, just from the possibility that this song is actually a love song directed from Crow to Reen. Although that might make things even more tragic. I'll remember you, Crow. Forever. Actually, no, it could be directed from... I'm sorry, I'm struggling to keep my composure. And now that I think about it, Gaius is the only one here who has all of his known relatives still alive. I mean, we don't know much about Emma's relatives, so... Alright. I'll remember. I'll remember you. I'll remember you. And so, this will be known. I can't help but make a terrible pun, so please forgive me. It would have been better this way. Now let us all, in unison, give a farewell to Armbrust. And now... one last time, I am going to be looking through the New Game Plus stuff, mostly on my own, and then I'm going to be proceeding on to Trails of Cold Steel 3. Sheesh, where will it go from here? Go, but didn't they, and it paid off. It's been nearly a month since I've made that prediction, and now here it is. I'll remember you, Crow. I'll remember you. And now we can save. Now that the finale is done, I could always load an older save, and then I could see Crow anytime I wanted to. March 1205. We've done it, guys. We've saved New Year's. East side of Crossbell, Tangram Hill. So this is the occupation of Crossbell. The Republican Army is coming there. That's great. And the Imperial Army. Our Battalion Schnitzel. Alright, that's something to cheer me up. Schnitzels. Never actually had one. Sheesh. Now the Crossbell problem only accelerates. Whew.
Berg and Guts have been hit! Sir, we can't compete with their airships in terrain like this. Oxens might be powerful, but they're still tanks!
We don't have to, just focus on defense! The others will take care of destroying them!
Well, we know from the end of Azure that Crossbell will be occupied by Erebonia. Ah, so you got a Panzer Soldat unit in Crossbell, eh? So that's how Erebonia runs things. I mean, not like I already knew. I mean, they sent Lecter to have a vacation there.
Are they the Empire's new weapons? How can we compete with something so mobile? There's nothing to fear!
There's a reason they call them mobile suits.
They may be mobile, but they're a damn sight easier to handle than that purple devil of Crossbell.
Purple devil, huh?
Huh? Ah! Incoming at 3 o'clock! What the hell?
So then, here we are. Here is Balamar the Ashen Knight.
Is that?
The Ashen Chevalier. The hero of the Imperial Army.
The area beyond here is Imperial territory. You have no business treading into Crossbell.
Reen, what have you done the last few times?
Warning. Try to advance any farther, and I will show no mercy.
How does it feel to be made into a puppet by your own father?
All units retreat! We're returning to the outskirts of Altair!
Sorry, I'm not in the best state of mind right now. Because even though it's been months for you, it's only been moments for me.
I knew you were the one who ended the Civil War, but seeing you up close, you're really something else.
Not at all. I'm still fairly inexperienced, if you ask me. Recover the wounded and any POWs and return to Tangram Gate. Just remain vigilant until the speech is over.
Tangram Gate.
Yes,
that's a location we know. Oh, there's another chapter after the finale that's detailing the occupation of Crossbell.
It's now March 1205 of the Septian calendar.
That's a...
Over 2 months have passed since the Azure Tree vanished.
That's a voice. Oh, we're in Crossbell City! Oh my gosh! Yes! We're coming back to Crossbell, baby. Yep, and that was... I'm pretty sure that wasn't Sean Chiplock's voice narrating that. But yeah, Crossbell looks exactly like we left it.
So much happened during those months. President Croix was arrested.
Is this
Crossbell's
Lloyd?
movement for independence was promptly declared invalid.
Oh my gosh!
And before anyone could process what was going on, Speaker McDowell became Mayor McDowell. The war in Erebonia came to an end sooner than anyone had anticipated, but it was quickly followed by the invasion of Crossbell.
Yeah, this looks exactly... It's amazing how Crossbell in 3D looks exactly like it did in 2D.
Corellia Fortress, which once served as the only physical link between the two nations, was no more.
Oh my gosh.
But that proved to be a little more than a temporary setback for the Imperial Army, who acted by flying hundreds of tanks over the state from a vast airship. In no time at all, Crossbell was occupied.
Yeah, I recognize that voice. That's Robbie Damon.
The Republic, which had been wrapped up in its own share of chaotic internal disputes, finally reacted to Erebonia's bold invasion in turn. They began with sending its cutting-edge armored airborne divisions into Crossbell, hoping to force the Empire out of the region completely.
There's the S3 building. And those two kids. And the cat.
But every attempt they made resulted in failure, as they were repelled effortlessly by one soldat after another.
I wonder, can Lloyd defeat a Draken on foot?
And today, at Orcus Tower, the new seat of Crossbell's government, the new rulers of Crossbell rose to deliver a rousing speech.
Whew. So this is something. After the finale,
friends and citizens, it brings me great pleasure to stand here among you once again. But even in the midst of such gladness, the specter of the harm Crossbell has visited upon the Empire lingers still. The destruction of Garrelia Fortress and the ensuing civil war it caused has taken a great toll in resources and in lives. The anger, sorrow, and dismay in the hearts of the Erebonian people is still fresh, still too near.
And I am using my son as a weapon, I guess.
But today is a joyous day. A day to put the troubles of the past behind us.
I'm not going to try to pretend what Osborn's thinking.
Let us join hands and step boldly into the future, leaving our anger and grief behind. Challenges will rise before us, but together we shall meet them. Together we can rise above the tumult of these troubled times. Men and women, old and young, rich and poor, those from every walk of life can share in these aspirations.
I mean, it's clear Osborn at least cares some
Looking
for
toward
his
that
kid.
goal, there is someone I'd like to introduce to you today. A brilliant young man who played a pivotal role in bringing Erebonia's civil war to its swift conclusion, and the individual most responsible for the historic accomplishment that sees me standing before you today.
And Rufus.
The first Governor General of Crossbell, Lord Rufus Alberea.
Greetings, friends. It truly lifts my spirits to be here among you.
Yep.
I'm honored to have been entrusted with the profound responsibility of acting as Crossbell's first Governor General.
Well, he's in charge of Crossbell now.
As I'm sure you're all aware, the division between the nobility and the common people is a long-standing part of Erebonian life. Personally, I stand in support of our class system, but I fully expect that one day it will fade away. After all, if each citizen of the Empire conducts themselves with the courage, dignity, and grace expected of a noble, then what difference would remain between myself and any of you?
Rufus is a good
speaker. As I hope for that day, allow me to speak not only as your Governor General, but as an individual when I say, in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Eugent III, I hereby proclaim the annexation of Crossbell into the Erebonian Empire.
May the goddess above stand witness, and may she forever bless Erebonia and Crossbell with the light of prosperity.
Well, I hope we'll prosper. Yeah, I hope for prosperity.
We've got some real larger-than-life characters in charge of us now.
Yeah. Whew. Oh! Hey, Grace and the other two. Sheesh. That voice is too fitting for you.
Sure, the Imperial Chancellor's intimidating, but he's so charismatic that the people eat up his every word. They love the guy.
Personally, I think the Governor General's more charismatic.
I can see why he's the bee's knees over in Heimdall.
The new Governor General's something else, too, albeit for different reasons. He's... how to put this? Difficult to hate.
I fully agree with you, man.
Like, he'd tell you to do something, and the next thing you know, you'd find yourself doing it just to see him crack a smile.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alberea is the name of one of the top noble houses in the Empire. Top 2, even.
And technically speaking, I've never directly disobeyed an order from
that the heir of
Rufus.
such an affluent family would be popular, but it feels like there's more to him than that.
That's what gets me, though. Those two were on completely opposite sides during the war. So why are they both so buddy-buddy now? Very oddly sudden, in my opinion.
You gotta be smart. You're a reporter here.
By the sounds of things, Erebonians can't make heads or tails of what's going on with it either. But
Yeah.
you know how it is. There's so many rumors springing up thanks to the war, it's hard to tell truth from fiction.
Yeah, I've even heard about a 1,000-arch tall castle appearing in the capital.
Well, that isn't
I mean,
false.
That's gotta be made up, right? There's no way something like that's real.
You've got a real short memory if you think that's bull. The Azure Tree wasn't that long ago, you know.
Point taken.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the office of the Crossbell Times. What? Representative McDowell will be issuing a statement.
Sounds like something big's happening behind the scenes already.
I'll get to gathering some info on what's happening for our international section. Calvert's probably got some good stuff.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Works for me. Gotta use those connections of yours for something, after all.
Well, see you later.
Our independence came and went like bubbles on the water, and now we aren't even a state anymore. We're in for some tough times ahead. No, they always say that the pen is mightier than the sword.
Your text box says pins.
I won't
Damn
let
it,
those
Grace,
guys
make
outdo
up your
me.
mind.
Chief, let me handle that story.
That's all we of Heiyue can do for you, I'm afraid.
Oh, hey, and Sal's on the thing. Also, yeah, I saw...
The guards have been given a little incentive to stay out of your way.
Also, I can confirm that that name is pronounced Sal, but I saw our boy, the Lloyd Bannings, and with him is Risha Mao.
You should face no more obstacles in your operation.
Thanks, Sal.
Think nothing of it.
You see, Lloyd agrees with me.
Parts I can. The place you're aiming for is where all the information in Crossbell gathers, as well as its Achilles heel. What you're doing does us no shortage of favors, I'll have you know.
Well, just this once? I'm happy to hear that.
Do take care, Yin. My apologies. Risha. I've received information that quite
Thanks for pronouncing it better than I can, Sal.
As have I. Nonetheless, thank you for
quite
your
skilled
warning.
indeed.
Oh, not at all. I wouldn't want anything happening to a valuable future business partner. I believe that does it for me. I'll be praying for your success.
He's being awfully cooperative, isn't he?
I'll say.
And again, it's not a stretch to think he's only doing it because he's got something up his sleeve.
Yeah, that's
He's an
very
incredibly
likely
shrewd
with
man.
him.
Most likely, he's happy to do whatever will shine the most favorable light on him once Crossbell's occupation period is over.
True enough. He wouldn't want to screw up his chance to potentially play mediator between Crossbell and the Republic. I get the feeling he'd get along great with Lecter. He's our ally for now, but there's no guarantee how long that'll last.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's in our best interest to remain wary of him. Still, if working with him helps protect those I care about most, then I'll gladly do so.
Likewise.
Also, it's disturbing how Robbie Damon that voice is. It's incredibly disturbing. Like, I can hear, I see, and we're in the Geofront now. I mean, I see that color of hair, I see that color of eyes, and yeah. So, we've got basically Akechi with us and Risha.
Tio said to aim for the area up ahead. Crossbell's future rests in our hands. So let's get moving.
Okay. For this chapter alone, you will be making your way through a dungeon controlling police detective Lloyd Bannings and Ark & Seal performer Rishia Mao. Both link attacks and overdrive are available to them. Yahoo! We're level 130, which would be around the level you did into Azure on. And he has Rising Sun 2, Raging Spin, draws and foes and strikes them, unbalanced plus 10, Brave Smash 2. Yep, so this one's in large area impede and suction. In medium line, a 50% seal chance, and powerful battle aura. And balance plus 30. And Burning Hunt! Lloyd, are you kidding me? Gain immense power but inflicts faint after 5 turns. So yeah, and meanwhile... Yep. So Risha's got True Dragon Claws. Also, her art seems to have been drawn in a different style. So a large area suction attack that attacks twice. True Falling Moon. Throws sword like a boomerang. And a chance of feint. And Gekko Chodearus is pretty much whatever you call Fee's thing. And Lloyd starts out with a True Gladiator belt. No costumes for these two. But yeah, he starts out with a Striker 2. And they both start with excellent equipment. Lloyd has a True Gladiator belt, Risha has the Abyss Shadow, and the Yatagarasu Kai. And now you've got your own Arcus from CSPD Arcus. And Reinford variant Arcus. So you've got... So Lloyd has Force like Rin and Risha has Murakumo. I have to wonder where they got the Arcus units from, though. We could re-unlock the DLC.
Commencing subjugation.
Right.
Oh! So you heard me scream, but this is Zero's battle theme. Whew. What an amazement we have on our hands.
Here goes!
You know what? Let's have some fun. We've got the Crossbell gang back.
Behold my dance, an illusory offering to departing souls. Sleep, embraced by silver light. Rise!
Yep, that's definitely a Rishia
The
S-craft.
battle's over, but we aren't safe yet.
Whew. So sorry you gotta hear me scream over battle music. Oh dear, you noticed me at just the
Only
wrong
take
time.
a moment. Prepare yourself.
Yeah, this only took a moment.
The battle's over, but we aren't safe yet.
Are we ever safe, though? So yeah, I have to imagine how bizarre this would be for someone who has never played Zero or anything like that.
This'll only take a moment.
If you say so, all rising sun today.
Finish now!
Yep.
Rising sun!
Right.
Yep, this is a Lloyd Bannings thing. So you're casting Ariel on us. Oh, jeez. Well, thanks for going for Lloyd at the very least.
If we can turn this around.
Lloyd, unleash another one of those. There we go. You turned that one around. Also, it's weird to see Lloyd with realistic proportions.
That was some fight.
This sector has been abandoned for quite some time.
Well, there's a reason they call him the Capture
so many
King.
Powerful monsters settled in here. What amazes me more is just how much these Arcus orbments are capable of.
Yeah, how'd you get those?
They'll be a real asset to us in the future. They're so modern, they're practically still in testing over at the Empire.
Ah, I see. So that's how it is.
I miss the variety of arts I could use before, but in terms of balance, they're much more suited for combat than our Enigma 2s.
Well, Erebonia has always had the upper hand on military technology, if nothing else. We should count ourselves lucky that Michel got his hands on them for us. On that note, we should also count ourselves lucky for being able to utilize them so well. I don't think we've had a single problem linking up.
Indeed.
I admit, it's a strange feeling. It's as if we knew everything there was to know about one another, through and through. Almost as if our bodies became one.
Alright, if people will stop flirting with Lloyd.
Poetic. Sort of like how you perform with Elia on stage, right? That's like being one, in a sense.
In more senses than one, actually.
Now that you mention it, you could put it that way, yes. At this point, however, I doubt I would even need one of these to match my movements to hers in battle.
You're probably the fourth most popular person to ship Lloyd with.
So this is what the Geofront's E-sector
I mean,
looks like.
first would be Randy, second would be Reen.
This one supposedly had its existence hidden from the general public, didn't it?
That's what Ellie said, anyway. It was kept sealed off to keep everything inside strictly confidential. Corrupt officials and Diet members used it to conceal any information they didn't want leaking out. She did add that it wasn't its only use, though.
Robbie, you know how to pronounce that word, right?
I see. Not the kind of place we can just leave as it is, then.
Yeah. We need to make our way through here, whatever it takes. Ready to give it everything we've got?
Of course.
Okay. Now we should probably heal up. So, yeah, we are Lloyd Bannings now. It's been a long time since I was last in Lloyd's body. Whew. I'm having trouble making heads and tails of this map.
Alright, we're in a good place.
Allow me.
Good job, Risha!
Here goes!
Right.
Good job again, Rishia!
Here goes!
Screw this!
Alright, we're safe now.
Feels a bit weird not to have Crossbell victory music as well.
This is almost uncomfortably narrow.
Well, you're the one used to sneaking around.
I won't lose.
Of course you'd notice me, Mr. Needle Mouse.
Let's keep moving.
Yep, so they start with their MQ at level 4. EP charge 4 obtained. I'll probably need that. Yeah, let's operate the ladder. Oh. Alright then. Let's not use then, first of all. And now Lloyd has to climb. Lloyd, you have to share my pain. We have to climb ladders together.
Chest.
Lloyd, you have no idea what... Please tell me it plays the...
Prepare yourself.
Oh no, that's a shame. I was hoping it would play the Crossbell mid-boss theme.
You fiend!
Oh well.
Here goes!
Well, in any case, you guys are all going... Almost all of you guys are going down. Rishia's going down.
Careless.
My turn!
And I don't have any way to heal her. Well, this is great.
Arcus, activate.
Well, let's take him out in one.
Alright, we're safe now.
Yep,
Not too
Lloyd
shabby.
is now level 31. 131. And we got a Grail Locket from that. Well.
Hey!
Actually, now that I think about it, I could backtrack to... There was a Healy thing at the beginning of the Geo front. Ooh, what's this? Haha! Yeah, I mean, Rishia is having trouble down there, and she's the one built like a ninja. Now let's go to the absolute Geo front.
I won't lose! Here goes! My turn!
Lloyd's ultimate duel
Here
against
goes!
a mouse.
Here goes! Don't count me out! Alright, we're safe!
Get a good rest, man. Whew.
Bring it on!
Allow me. Now!
Gotcha! Right.
Yeah, good thing there's a lot of enemies weak to fire here.
My turn!
Allow me.
My turn!
Allow me.
I didn't get it, but you didn't get it either.
Right.
Right.
Yep, now let's take him.
I'm still up for more.
Sheesh, it's also super weird to hear Lloyd actually speaking English.
This is a tight fit.
Oh. Okay, so I'll go get the one at top first. So apparently I didn't account for that.